Well, I had quite a long time between submission and the actual Viva date. I submitted at the start of the August of that year, and I wasn't Vivaed until the start of February, mainly due to the complications I'd had with the external examiners, that they'd had to reappoint and reappoint again. So it had taken quite a long time, and then juggling everybody's diaries to find a suitable date had taken a while. So because I'd had such a long time between submission and the actual Viva, I made the decision that when it started to look like it was taking a while, I decided just to put my thesis down and leave it for a couple of months until I was given a sniff of a date. Which was actually, although at the time it made me quite nervous thinking that I was leaving it alone and that I would forget about it, I think it actually did me quite a few favours, because when I did come back to it to prepare, when I'd got the date, I think it was about a month and a half before, and I picked it up again, I was able to look at it through fresh eyes, not completely impartial obviously, because I was aware that I had written it, but I felt I was reading it from a distance, so I could be more critical of how I'd done things, and starting to think behind what are they likely to pick up on, what am I looking at when I look at this, what questions do I ask. So that really helped me actually. So although that won't be the case for everybody, because some people have Vivas within a month or two, I actually found putting it down, even if you can, even if it's just for a week or two, is actually really helpful, because it gives you a bit of distance. Otherwise you're so close to it, you just can't see the wood for the trees. What I did actually is I got some coloured indexes, tabs, and I went through and had a system of sort of themes in my thesis that I thought they might pick up on. And then I just went through, just for easy reference for myself, so that the copy I took into the Viva, if they asked me about certain aspects, I could turn quickly to pages to back up any arguments that I needed to make. So I did that. I also reread some of the papers and books that I'd read as part of my preparation for actually writing the thesis. And then really just the night before, I think it was the day before because it took a while, I just reread right the way through my thesis just to make sure I had it all in my head. And then I think the actual night before, I just completely relaxed and left it alone, and just tried to prepare myself for the next day. I don't think keeping up with literature wasn't really a massive concern for me, because my thesis was sort of embedded in medieval English. It was quite few and far between the articles that came out. I had sort of kept tabs on the journals that I'd read throughout my thesis, but they were published sort of quite infrequently anyway, so I didn't really have too many problems with that. But I'd also, my colleagues in my office knew that I had my Viva coming up, so I think because they were still doing their work, they were keeping me informed if anything new emerged.